If you think, if you are under a false notion that you are like sons of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is you are very dear to Him, then you should long for death if you are really true in this concept of yours. If you really believe you are the friends of Allah to the exclusion of the whole of the humanity, then you should have the desire to beat Him as soon as possible, not to keep away from Him. So actually, this is a test. Now let me give you here a brief background of this diagnosis, because this diagnosis is very important, because the same disease, same pathology, it has happened to us also. We are also not acting according to the Quran. We only believe that the Quran is the book of Allah. In no country in this world, the so-called out of this so-called 50 or 60 Muslim countries, the system of Quran is in vogue or established or enforced totally. Why? Actually, the diagnosis is the same. The disease is the same. History has been repeating itself. So now we should understand that diagnosis. First of all, the eternal law of Allah Ta'ala, from the very beginning, and it is eternal, permanent law of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is, as has been enunciated in 3 ayat of Surah Al-Najm. وَأَن لَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى. There will be nothing for any man except for what he had done hard work and labor. You can't get anything out of wishing. You can't get anything because you belong to a certain nation or certain group. You have to work. You have to do labor. You have to struggle. You have to make sacrifices if you want to earn something with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, earn the rewards of the hereafter. وَلَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى. Nothing for any man except for what he himself labored. وَأَنَّ سَعْيَهُ سَوْفَ يُرَى. The second ayah. But for what he labored, he worked hard, he will see that will be present before his eyes. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not deprive him of any of his acts or deeds. As we have found, in the last section of Surah Al-Imran, فَاسْتَجَابَ لَهُمْ رَبُّهُمْ أَنِّي لَا أُضِيعُ عَمَلَ عَامِلٍ مِّنكُم مِّن ذَكَرٍ أَوْ أُنثَىٰ. I am not going to waste or deprive any one of you of any deed, good deed that you have done, whether you be male or female. بَعْضُكُم مِّن بَعْضٍ. You are from each other. So actually, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not deprive any human being of his labor, his hard work, his deeds, if he has done any. أَنَّ سَعْيَهُ سَوْفَ يُرَى. ثُمَّ يُجْزَاهُ الْجَزَاءَ الْأَوْفَىٰ. Not only that he will see what I did, he will see what he had done in the world, but he will be rewarded, and the reward will be full. ثُمَّ يُجْزَاهُ الْجَزَاءَ الْأَوْفَىٰ. Full reward of whatever he did. Now these 3 ayat of Surah Al-Najm, وَأَن لَيْسَ لِلْإِنسَانِ إِلَّا مَا سَعَى وَأَنَّ سَعْيَهُ سَوْفَ يُرَى ثُمَّ يُجْزَاهُ الْجَزَاءَ الْأَوْفَىٰ. So long as the Muslim Ummah believes in these ayat and this eternal divine law, they act according to the book that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to them, followed the book, and fulfilled the responsibilities regarding the book. But after some time, they have started Zom and Amani. These 2 terms are very important. Zod, Zam, it means a false notion. You believe in something, although it is not based on reality. Amani is wishful thinking, umniya. Umniya, tamanna. We know this word in Urdu, tamanna, this is from the same root. So actually, tamanna, umniya, amani, wishful thinking. So these 2 terms are very important. The example of Zam is, Nahnu abna'ullahi wa ahibba'uhu. We are to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala like his sons. We are very dear to him. So he will not throw us into the fire of hell. How can he? Can anybody throw his own son in the fire of hell? He will not. Nahnu abna'ullahi wa ahibba'uhu. This was their Zam. This was the false notion that they had about themselves. And secondly, the example of Amani, قالوا لن تمسنا النار إلا أياما معدودة. قالوا لن تمسنا النار إلا أياما معدودات. Twice this ayah has been repeated. Al-Baqarah 80, Al-Imran 24. Now these two things joined together, what the result would be? Logical result, inevitable result would be, now laxity in action and deeds. Why should I labor hard when I am not going to be held responsible for my deeds? Why should I have only the halal and deprive myself of haram? When you know, if I earn by haram means, prohibited means, I can have more luxuries of life. Why should I deprive myself when I am not going to be thrown in the fire of hell? When I am not going to be, and even if, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even if He, makes us enter the fire of hell, it will be only for a few days. He will take us out. We shall not remain there for eternal. So that is actually when the laxity starts in action and deed. Why should I act upon Quran? Why should I act upon Torah? When I have to be saved anyhow. The salvation and najah and falah, they are my birthright. Because I belong to a certain ummah. I belong to a certain nation. I belong to a certain community. So my salvation is ensured. So why should I do the labor? Why should I go to war for the cause of Allah? Why should I confine myself to whatever is permissible and halal? Why not to take to the attitude of eat, drink, and be merry? So that is the inevitable result. And then the second result is that the faith that they had in the book, it declines. Just like ice is melting, the faith within their hearts, due to their misdeeds, due to their, taking the haram methods, the faith and yaqeen and iman within them, it now starts decreasing. It's a very important ayah in Surah Ash-Shura. وَإِنَّ الَّذِينَ أُورِثُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ لَفِي شَكٍّ مِّنْهُ مُرِيبٍ. After the messengers of Allah, the book that they gave to their ummah, after some time it happened that the belief of the ummah in the book, that started decreasing. Shukuk, doubts started appearing in their minds. Rab, shak is to the intellect, to the thinking. Rab is something in the heart. Both these faculties, head and heart, we use these words. They start having rab in their hearts and shak in their minds. وَإِنَّ الَّذِينَ أُورِثُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ لَفِي شَكٍّ مِّنْهُ مُرِيبٍ. Although they profess from their tongues that this is the book of Allah. The Yahud, they have been professing and they are professing till today that Torah is the book of Allah. In the same way, we profess, we say, we claim that we have faith in Quran, that this is the word of Allah, this is the kalam of Allah, this is the book of Allah, and this is safe. No change has been made. It is absolutely pure. The text is absolutely pure and authentic. But still we are not acting according to it. Why? وَإِنَّ الَّذِينَ أُورِثُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ لَفِي شَكٍّ مِّنْهُ مُرِيبٍ. There starts doubts and rabs, shak and rab. And if they go, and this is a vicious circle. Now due to doubts and rab, again they will be more lax in their actions. Now laxity of actions will increase their doubts. So what you call a vicious circle starts. And gradually the faith dwindles, weakens, and nearly disappears. And it only now becomes with them a creed, a racial creed that we believe in Quran, we believe in Torah, while they have no belief real, no faith, real faith in their hearts or in their minds. This is the faith that every Muslim ummah has been having.